Once upon a time, in the heart of the golden savannah, there lived a kind couple who had always wished for a child. They lived in a tiny clay hut surrounded by tall grass, glowing baobab trees, and singing birds. Every day, they looked at the sky and prayed for a baby to love. Behind their hut stood a walled garden filled with the most wonderful plants, shining herbs, golden flowers, and sweet-smelling fruits. But the garden belonged to Mama Zuba, a powerful witch who guarded it with magic and anger. One afternoon, the wife, who was finally expecting a baby, saw a beautiful glowing fruit hanging over the wall. She felt an irresistible craving for it. Her husband, wanting to make her happy, climbed over the wall at night and picked the fruit. But as soon as he did, a deep voice thundered behind him. "Who dares steal from my garden?" shouted Mama Zuba. The man fell to his knees and begged for mercy. The witch glared at him and said, "I will spare your life, but you must give me the baby once she is born." Heartbroken but scared, he agreed. Months later, a baby girl was born and her hair shimmered like gold in the sunlight. They named her Rapunzel. But before they could even celebrate, Mama Zuba appeared in a swirl of smoke and took the baby away. She raised Rapunzel deep in the savannah, inside a tall stone tower with no door, only one high window. As the years passed, Rapunzel grew into a beautiful girl. Her golden braids reached the floor, glowing whenever the sun touched them. She wasn't lonely, though. She had friends, a parrot who told jokes, a tortoise who told stories, and a gazelle who danced to her songs. Every morning, she sang softly, "Shine, little sun, over me. Carry my dreams across the sea. Whisper to the wind so kind, bring me a world I hope to find. Birds above and trees below, sing with me so love can grow. Golden hair and heart so free, someday someone will come for me." One day, a young prince named Cato was riding through the savannah. He heard Rapunzel's song and followed the melody until he reached the tall tower. He looked around. There was no door, no stairs, only her voice from the window above. Then, just before sunset, Mama Zuba appeared and called, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Golden braids fell like a waterfall, and the witch climbed up. Prince Cato hid behind a baobab tree, amazed. When Mama Zuba left, he stepped forward and called gently, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, please let down your hair." Rapunzel thought it was Mama Zuba again, so she did. When the prince climbed up, she gasped. She had never seen anyone her age before. They talked for hours about the outside world, about freedom, and about the stars. Day after day, he returned. Soon, they became best friends, and then they fell in love. One evening, Rapunzel made a mistake. She said, "Prince Cato says I'm the most beautiful girl under the sun." Mama Zuba's eyes turned red with fury. "You dare keep secrets from me," she screamed. She cut off Rapunzel's glowing braids, cast a spell, and sent her away into the wild desert. When Prince Cato returned the next day and climbed the hair, he found the witch waiting for him. She shouted a spell, and a bright light flashed. The prince fell to the ground, blinded. For many days, the prince wandered the desert, guided only by the sound of the wind and the hope in his heart. Meanwhile, Rapunzel cried under a lonely tree, her heart full of sadness. Her tears touched the dry ground, and flowers began to bloom. Her magic was returning. One day, she heard someone calling her name weakly. She ran, and there was Prince Cato, tired and blind. She held him and wept. As her tears fell on his eyes, the spell broke and he could see again. Together, they returned to the golden savannah. The wind carried their laughter, and even the baobab trees seemed to dance. Rapunzel's hair grew back, even more beautiful than before, not just golden, but glowing with tiny sparkles of magic. Mama Zuba disappeared and was never seen again. The prince and Rapunzel built a home near the baobab grove, where they sang to the stars every night. And whenever their children asked how they met, Rapunzel would smile and say, "Magic always finds its way home." And that's how Rapunzel found her way home, a story filled with love, courage, and a little bit of magic. Good night, little dreamers.